this episode, we look at why attackers do what they do and how their capabilities shape the damage they can cause. Motivation is the reason behind the action. Capability is the ability to carry it out. You need both ideas because motive alone does not tell the whole story, and technical ability alone does not explain target choice. An attacker who wants money may choose a target very differently from an attacker seeking political influence. An attacker with limited skill may rely on copied tools and easy opportunities, while a well-resourced actor may spend a long time preparing a quiet operation. When you understand motivation and capability together, security events become easier to interpret. You can ask what the attacker wants, what they can realistically do, how patient they are, what kind of target they would value, and what kind of impact they are trying to create. Before we continue, a quick note. This audio course is part of our companion study series. The first book is a detailed study guide that explains the exam and helps you prepare for it with confidence. The second is a Kindle-only ebook with 1,000 flashcards you can use on your mobile device or Kindle for quick review. You can find both at Cyber.Me in the Bare Metal Study Guide series. Financial gain is one of the most common attacker motivations. Criminals often choose targets because they believe the attack can produce money, stolen goods, stolen data, or access that can be sold to someone else. The target may be a large company, a small business, a hospital, a school, or an individual user. From the attacker's point of view, the question is not always who is famous or powerful. The question is who can be reached, who has value, and who might pay or lose money quickly. Financial attacks include payment fraud, credential theft, ransomware, business email compromise, stolen credit card data, fake invoices, and resale of stolen access. These attacks can feel personal to the victim, but many are highly opportunistic. Criminals may send the same message to many people or skin many systems, then focus on the ones that respond or appear weak. Money-driven attackers often care about speed, pressure, and scale. They may want to move quickly from initial access to profit before defenders notice. They may use phishing because it reaches many users at once. They may use stolen credentials because valid access can be easier than breaking through technical defenses. They may use ransomware because it creates immediate pressure by interrupting operations. They may steal data before encrypting systems so they can threaten public exposure if payment is not made. This combination of disruption and embarrassment is designed to make leadership feel trapped. The attacker wants the organization to believe that paying is cheaper, faster, or less damaging than resisting. Defensive thinking has to account for that pressure. Backups, strong access control, monitoring, recovery planning, and clear decision processes can reduce the attacker's leverage. Espionage is about gathering information, not always causing visible damage right away. An espionage-motivated attacker may want military plans, diplomatic communications, research, source code, product designs, negotiation strategies, customer lists, legal documents, or sensitive government information. The attacker may be a state-sponsored group, a competitor, or another actor seeking advantage through secrecy. Espionage often rewards patience. If the attacker can stay hidden, they can keep collecting information over time. This is different from a smash-and-grab attack where the attacker wants quick payment. In espionage, silence can be the attacker's friend. The victim may keep operating normally while valuable information is quietly copied or observed. That makes detection harder because there may be no obvious ransom note, system outage, or public disruption. The harm may appear later when confidential plans are used against the organization. Espionage also changes how you think about target value. A server may not contain money, but it may contain plans, intellectual property, or access to future opportunities. A university research network may be valuable because it holds scientific work. A law firm may be valuable because it holds confidential client strategy. A small supplier may be valuable because it connects to a larger organization. An executive mailbox may be valuable because it reveals negotiations, travel plans, or internal disagreements. The attacker's capability matters here because espionage may require careful access, stealth, and persistence. A capable actor may avoid noisy malware and instead use valid accounts, quiet data collection, and careful movement through systems. Defenders respond by watching for unusual access patterns, protecting sensitive information, limiting permissions, and treating identity security as a central part of protecting secrets. Ideology is another powerful motivation. Ideological attackers act because of political, religious, social, environmental, or cultural beliefs. They may believe their actions are justified because they are serving a cause, punishing an organization, exposing wrongdoing, or influencing public opinion. Ideological motivation can appear in hacktivism, extremist activity, and some forms of state-aligned activity. The target is often chosen because of what it represents. A company, government agency, media outlet, university, charity, or public figure may become a target because the attacker associates it with an issue or conflict. Ideological attackers may want attention, embarrassment, disruption, or symbolic impact. They may deface a website, leak documents, interrupt a public service, spread a message, or try to shape a narrative. The technical damage may be only part of the goal. Public reaction may be just as important to the attacker. Ideology can make attacker behavior less predictable than purely financial crime. A criminal may stop when the attack is no longer profitable. An ideological actor may continue because the cause matters more than money. That does not mean ideological actors have unlimited resources or skill, but it does mean their persistence may come from belief rather than profit. Some may choose symbolic dates, public events, controversial decisions, or media moments to increase attention. They may also use social platforms, leaked files, and public statements to amplify the effect of a technical incident. For defenders, this means communication matters. Technical containment is necessary, but public trust can also be at risk. An organization may need to respond clearly, correct false claims, protect affected people, and avoid confusion. Ideological attacks often blend technical disruption with reputation pressure, and both sides of the problem need attention. Extortion is a motivation and a tactic that uses pressure to force action. The attacker wants the victim to pay, comply, or change behavior because the alternative feels worse. Ransomware is one form of extortion, but extortion is broader than encrypted files. An attacker may steal sensitive data and threaten to release it. They may threaten customers, employees, or partners. They may claim they will contact regulators or the media. They may threaten a denial of service attack against a public website. They may also combine several threats to create more pressure. Extortion works by attacking confidence and time. The victim may feel that every hour increases damage. The attacker uses fear, uncertainty, and urgency to push decisions. A strong response plan helps because it gives the organization a way to think clearly when the attacker is trying to make clear thinking difficult. Extortion depends heavily on leverage. Leverage is what gives the attacker power over the victim. If the attacker encrypts systems, but the organization has clean, tested backups and a practiced recovery process, the leverage is lower. If the attacker steals sensitive data that was poorly protected, the leverage is higher. If the organization does not know what data was taken, the uncertainty itself becomes leverage. If the attacker can disrupt a customer-facing service during a busy period, timing becomes leverage. Capable extortion groups study their victims to increase pressure. They may look for cyber insurance details, revenue information, leadership contacts, sensitive files, or operational weak points. They may time the attack for weekends, holidays, or major business events. Defenders reduce leverage by improving recovery, limiting access to sensitive data, monitoring unusual activity, and preparing leadership for difficult decisions before a crisis begins. Capability includes skill, tools, funding, access, time, knowledge, and support. A highly capable attacker may have custom tools, experienced operators, infrastructure to hide activity, and people who understand the target's industry. A less capable attacker may rely on public tools, reused malware, stolen instructions, or basic scams. Capability does not always match motivation. A motivated attacker with low skill may still cause harm if the target is poorly protected. A highly skilled attacker may still use a very simple method if it works. Attackers usually prefer the easiest path to their goal. If a phishing email gives them access, they may not need an advanced exploit. If a cloud storage resource is public, they may not need to break encryption. Capability tells you what the attacker could do, but opportunity often decides what they actually try first. Resources and funding can expand an attacker's options. A well-funded actor can buy stolen credentials, rent infrastructure, pay specialists, conduct research, and maintain operations over time. A criminal service provider may sell phishing kits, malware access, or compromised accounts to other criminals. A state-supported operation may have intelligence about people, systems, and business relationships before the technical attack begins. Competitors may have money, industry knowledge, and a clear sense of what information would be valuable. On the other hand, many attackers do not need much funding at all. Free tools, leaked passwords, poor configuration, and social engineering can create enough opportunity. This is why security basics still matter. You cannot assume that only advanced attackers matter, and you cannot assume that simple defenses are pointless. Many incidents begin with ordinary weaknesses that were visible and fixable. Persistence is the willingness and ability to keep trying. Some attackers give up quickly when they meet resistance. Others adapt, return, and try another path. Financial criminals may be persistent if the possible payout is high. Espionage actors may be persistent because the target has strategic value. Ideological actors may be persistent because they feel personally committed to the cause. Extortion groups may be persistent because pressure increases their chance of payment. Capability affects persistence because a better-resourced actor can afford longer operations, new infrastructure, and repeated attempts. Defenders can use friction to their advantage. Friction means making the attackers work harder, slower, and more expensive. Strong authentication, patching, monitoring, least privilege, segmentation, and user reporting all add friction. You may not stop every attempt at the first contact, but you can reduce the chance that one attempt becomes a major incident. Motivation also influences target choice. A financially motivated actor may target systems that can produce payment, fraud, resale value, or operational pressure. An espionage actor may target research, leadership communications, sensitive negotiations, or trusted suppliers. An ideological actor may target organizations connected to a cause, controversy, public policy, or symbolic issue. An extortion actor may target organizations that cannot tolerate downtime or public exposure. Capability narrows or expands that target list. A low-skill attacker may only reach exposed systems and easily tricked users. A more capable actor may pursue harder targets through suppliers, cloud services, identity systems, or long-term social engineering. This is why defenders look at both who might want to target the organization and how they might realistically get in. Security is stronger when it reflects actual motives and realistic paths, not vague fear. The impact of an attack also reflects motivation and capability. A money-driven attack may cause fraud losses, recovery costs, downtime, and customer harm. Espionage may cause long-term competitive damage that is hard to measure immediately. Ideological attacks may damage reputation, public trust, and confidence in leadership. Extortion may combine technical outage, data exposure, legal pressure, and emotional stress. A capable attacker can often increase impact by finding the systems and information that matter most. That is why asset knowledge is so important. If the organization does not know where its critical data, systems, and identities are, it is harder to protect them and harder to respond when something goes wrong. Understanding impact helps defenders decide where stronger controls belong. Not every system needs the same level of protection, but the systems tied to major consequences deserve special attention. As you continue studying Security Plus version 8 and SY0801, keep motivation and capability connected in your mind. Motivation explains what the attacker wants. Capability explains what the attacker can realistically do to get it. Money, espionage, ideology, and extortion each shape target choice, tactics, persistence, and impact in different ways. A financially motivated criminal may chase payment and speed. An espionage actor may value secrecy and long-term access. An ideological actor may seek attention, disruption, or symbolic pressure. An extortion actor may combine fear, urgency, and leverage to force a decision. None of these categories is just vocabulary. They help you reason through real security situations. When you ask what the attacker wants, what they can do, and what would give them leverage, you begin to see risk with more clarity and respond with better judgment.
Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit baremetalcyber.com.